Thank you. Hello. Detailed masonry adorns the 1st century pagan temple in Garni, Armenia. Hi, I'm Matt and welcome to another edition of Borders on Budgets. On this episode, we will view this temple and then hike 10 kilometers following a river to a 12th century monastery. Located half an hour from the Armenian capital of Yerevan, the Garni Temple was constructed to commemorate the sun god Mer. On a day like today, I can understand why. Constructed in the 1st century, the Garni Pagan Temple is the only such structure in the former Soviet Union to be designed in the Greco-Roman columnal fashion. At the entrance to the temple, in the doorframe, are Armenian characters, and in the corner, characters from the Persian language. Standing the test of time for almost 2 millennia, the temple was partially destroyed by an earthquake in the 17th century before partial renovations occurred during the 1970s. At the foot of the temple is a kakhkar, an Armenian crossstone. We'll see more of those later on today during our hike to the Gerhard Monastery. In all of the awe of a UNESCO temple, the girl is more interested in the flowers than of the building. The temple overlooks the Khosrov Forest Reserve and the Azrat River Gorge. It is there where we will walk to Gerhard. Not unlike other tourist places, Garni has its fair share of souvenir stalls. A usual array of handmade bags, souvenir magnets, postcards, animal skins, wolf, fox, cat. Well, that's one way to keep your local pet population down. The sales lady assured me these furs are nice. I corrected her and said were nice. If this guy's not careful, he'll wind up on the rack pretty soon. Now that we've seen the Garni Temple, we have a 10-kilometer hike through the Azrat River Gorge to get to Gerhard and its 12th century monastery. On the outskirts of Garni is a monument to World War II. After defeating the fascists, the Armenians were then subject to 50 years of Soviet rule. Some reward. I was heading out of Garni and I stepped into the tourist center and Vachinak, he tapped his neck. And I thought, oh, do I need some sort of mosquito repellent? And he said, here, come inside. Instead, to an 8-kilometer hike upcoming to Gerhard Monastery. Ooh. Ooh. Besides the shot of vodka, Vachinak gave me a lift to the side of the road and said walking to Gerhard beside the river is impossible. I'll try to see if I can't sneak my way down to the gorge sooner than later. So I turn off the highway, find these kids. I said, me, walk, Azat, Gerhard. And they said, follow us in Armenian. So we go. Action. What are we doing? Azat? Okay. I cannot walk. Yeah. Gerhard. No. Yes. Ah, Gerhard is that way. See, there is a road beside the Azat River in the gorge. I'm still convinced there's a way to get down there from up here. But once again, we'll ask the kids. Kids, Gerhard's. That way? Gerhard's? Gerhard, down? No. Okay. Well, we certainly gave it a go, but the gorge route looks out, and we'll take a more traditional method to get to Gerhard by going back up this hill to the highway and another 8 kilometers. We certainly gave it a go. A few kilometers to go before we get to Gerhard. What's this lady selling? That would have to be an effort in patience for salesmanship on the side of a highway. What is that? So we are getting, do it again. So we are getting a half a kilo of something. Well, I reached into my pocket, pulled out a coin. She accepted it. So for $1.50, I've got mini kara or something, as she said. I think it's like dried fruit.
Are you Gerhard?
Yes. Gerhard, that direction?
Mer Gerhard, da.
Okay.
Okay.
Sneaky, sneaky cow. Cow's coming home. I'm still going out. Gerhard, another 2 kilometers away. Well, this is an impressive view. No, not the Soviet era car, but the Gerhard Monastery in the rocks. We'll see what we can get as we go closer, even as the sun dips down. Closing time at the monastery, and there's a frenzy to pawn off the dried fruit of the day. Leading up to the monastery is a series of chachakars, Armenian crossstones. Originally founded in the 4th century, the chapel of Gerhardovank was built in the 12th century. Gerhardovank meaning monastery of the spear. Even in the waning moments of daylight, the masonry and architecture of Gerhardovank remains an impressive sight. More kachevars. I am feeling guilty that I haven't allotted much time to see this UNESCO designated monastery. However, for the few minutes that I've been here, it certainly is breathtaking. From a 1st century temple in Garni to a 12th century monastery in Gerhard, Armenia, with a 10-kilometer hike in between, this has been another edition of Borders on Budgets. A reminder, Borders on Budgets, long distance hikes, slices of life, not a lot of money. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you on the next edition. I'm still convinced these stairs leading down to the Azat River and the gorge would actually take me back to Garni.